Good morning, friends and Bitcoiners. Welcome to another wonderful episode of BCN Crypto Kickoff. Hopefully, everybody, you out in Instagram land, YouTube land, Facebook, and everybody else that's joined us has had an opportunity to get ready and get excited for the show. My name is Mr. Clifford T. Mitchum, and I will be your host. I am also the educational director for Bitcoin Crypto News, a news and aggregation site that goes all across the internet to find interesting stories and important stories about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and post them for you. We are sponsored by Crypto Quick. Crypto Quick is an online directory and resource for local businesses that accept cryptocurrencies. If you have not claimed or created your listing, be sure to get on there and remember to mention that you found them by watching the show here. Want to kick everything off by giving out a couple crypto shout outs? Well, particularly one crypto shout out. My man, Eugene Forrest, Sam, Bitcoin and Coffee, wonderful show. I always catch it before I do this show. So thank you all for all that you do and for the shout outs on that show. With that all stated, let's go ahead and begin our show as we do by going over our disclaimer. The information provided in this show is for educational purposes only and is not financial or investment advice. For financial or investment advice, please speak with a licensed professional. So, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So, looking at what's been going on in Bitcoin last week, that will be the week of January 13th through January 19th. Bitcoin started off the week at $3,557.31, finishing out the week at $3,728.57. That is a $171.26 gain or 4.8% increase. Pretty modest, well within what we expected to see. No huge swings in crypto. This portion of the year, it tends to be pretty slow, if not down. But for what we had going on, there were no major stories, there were no major influential articles going out for the week. Everything was pretty mild as far as things go. So, nothing too crazy. This week, however, is the week that we're expected to see a little more activity just because the anticipated release of Backed. However, now we know that Backed has been delayed. So, we just looking at the performance, we can't really expect too much out of the next week. I would imagine more of a slip. So the 5%, 4.8% we put on this week, I would expect to see closer to a give back of that being about a 5% drop going into next week. That largely because people were anticipating what was going on with Backed. But, time will tell. We will see what's going on and who's having it and all things crypto related to that. And what we had going on last year this week, Bitcoin started off the week at $14,370.80, finishing out the week at $11,607.40. That is a $2,763.40 drop or 19.2% decrease. This was the beginning of the slide. We had seen the previous week that Bitcoin had been, reaching the high that it had for the month, and it was just all downhill from here. Uh, we're kind of thinking that things won't quite be like that just because of what's been going on with the financial markets and introducing their legacy desks, the legacy trading desks, and the like. So we don't want to really go too much along the same line, but with the delay, I'm thinking it's going to be closer to that. Not going to be as significant just because we don't have the same level of volatility that's going on. However, jumping back to last week, if you look at that chart, you can see it has the big sharp increases and sharp drops. That is looking more like institutional players or robotic action just because the way that it cuts on right at midnight and then jumps off right at midnight. So I overlooked that part, but that's something the key to look at. Now we look at the chart going on for this week last year, you see it's a more natural flow. You do have a couple large sell-offs, but those look more like they're just large orders that are being put out as opposed to robots that actually or bots that actually doing the activity straight out, and you see that that cliff level steep drop that you see right there. However, we do expect a bit of a decline coming in the coming week, so anticipate that. Now, what we're looking at for next week, last year, Bitcoin's that was the week of January 20th going through January 26th. Bitcoin started off that week at $12,889.20, finishing out at $11,171.40, or, oh, I didn't do the math on my drop, but let's go ahead and do that real quick as far as a calculation. See, this is one of the things you got to do on the fly with your notes. And get my little calculator out. 12889.2 minus 11171.4. That was not how it was supposed to go. Let's try this again. But hey, you gotta love when everything is live and you made a mistake on your notes. But luckily, I'm a flexible individual and I can work on the fly. There, 171 point four, a drop of $1,717.80. That is a percentage decrease of 13.3%. So that was pretty typical. Like I said, I would expect to see about half of that for this year, but last year it was just a steady decline. This was actually a kind of a flattened portion of it as far as the decline as it went. We just have to anticipate this. With the institutional money that's going to be coming in, I would expect to see, the bull run that we've all been waiting for, that we're on the edge of our seats for. So just get ready for that in anticipation of it. Bitcoin itself is going to be pretty strong as far as being the coin that everybody's running into. We do have some talk of other altcoins that are going to be very strong with the legacy markets just due to partnerships and relationships that they've built with them. But, we're more focused on Bitcoin and the other altcoins just because the other altcoins are where people can actually get greater profits by jumping in with them. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into our quarterly activity. So for Q1 of 2018, Bitcoin started off at $13,625, finishing out the quarter at $6,973.53, which is a $6,651.47 drop, or 48.8% decrease. The first quarter of the year for Bitcoin tends to be a down quarter. That's just when you look at the numbers historically, how it ends up. This quarter, I don't expect to be any of the same. I just don't expect it to be as steep, just because we have so much anticipation of activities that are going to be going on. So, looking at what we have in the quarter to date, because as you see what's going on with the chart, it'll have the spike. Like we just got off the big jump that they had last year at this portion of the year, and then it was just kind of downhill from there. And I'll expect something similar as we turn the hump for us as well. So now, when you look at what's been going on in the quarter to date last year, it came out 13,625, and at this point last year had reached $11,607.40, being a $2,017.60 drop, or 14.8% decrease. Last year was just a bear year the entire time. So I'm not anticipating it to be quite the same, just more levelized and more modest declines as we come into the adoption and incorporation of the legacy markets and the ETF correlation between Bitcoin and legacy stocks, because they see the future of Bitcoin. We see the future of Bitcoin. It's going to be a lot of funds to be made. So those that are prepared are going to be the ones that do the best. So now, what's going on in this quarter, this year? Bitcoin started off the year at $3,746.71, finishing out the year, bringing the quarter to date to $3,730.15, which equates to a $16.56 drop, or 0.4% decrease. So everything's just relatively flat as far as it goes for this quarter. We don't have a lot of activity just because there's so many things that are coming down the pipe. There's a lot of regulations that are being put in place. We still have the issues that are going on with Backed. Backed ran into a headache because they're going to be seen as delayed due to the whole government shutdown situation. So we'll get into more of that once we get into the stories. But we still have anticipation of what's going on with Fidelity and what's going on with Goldman Sachs and their crypto trading desk. So these guys aren't exactly going to just mothball everything. Everybody's just in a holding pattern as they're waiting for their approvals. So once we have that, we're going to see a big, I would expect to see a big influx of funds coming into the space. One thing that is key, as I alluded to a moment ago, when you look at the chart here, you can see the sharp increase and the sharp drops. When you actually get down to those dates, you'll see that it's generally happening at midnight. So it's not likely that you have a bunch of traders or even one whale that exactly at midnight is going to go boom, sell, or boom, buy. It's a matter of this is automated activity. And we're going to see a lot more of this, particularly with the introduction of higher frequency trading that we see in the legacy markets. When they have actually incorporated and adapted that to the crypto space, it's going to be even more pronounced as far as these changes and fluctuations go. The key about it is to be proactive and do the research to find out when these things are going to occur. When somebody can recognize that, they can anticipate it and they can go ahead and utilize it to their advantage. One thing I've seen though is it generally happens on the weekends, Saturday nights at midnight is when those activities run. So not a guarantee, but it's something that I've been looking at as I look into move my funds around in my personal portfolio. So with that, let's get into our top stories. Our top story starting off with uh Kraken inspired us to convey similar transparency in law enforcement requests. Voila, pulling back the curtain, how Shapeshift handles law enforcement compliance. This is an article coming to us from Eric Voorhees, who put it out across the Twitter feed for Shapeshift. That's actually an app that I've used considerably in my earlier days of trading, but since they started the KYC, kind of just moved away, just because now you have that anonymity removed. It's not a matter of doing something nefarious, it's just a matter of, hey, I'm moving my funds. I don't need to tell you about it. But Shapeshift made that a lot easier because you can move in and out of a coin without actually having to be on an exchange. So it was a very simple, decentralized exchange that I really enjoyed until they added the KYC. But that's besides the point. So now, Shapeshift, the article, crypto shout out to you, Eric, for posting this. Now, Shapeshift regularly receives requests from various law enforcement agencies. In the traditional financial world, this request process is typically opaque, but recently Kraken has begun an initiative to bring more transparency to these types of requests in the cryptocurrency realm, and they want to do the same. So now what you see is that courts and governments request information or they'll request testimony from different groups. Largely in the crypto space, they're going to be requesting information. You'll see it happening around tax times or times that financial occurrence goes, end of quarters, things along those lines. So they'll request information about particular activity or particular funds that are being moved across that. So Shapeshift is taking the action to open up the curtain and let everybody know when this is happening, how many occurrences that they've had, and we'll just see how well that works out. It's something that goes across the platforms. So whether it's Shapeshift, whether it's Kraken, whether it's any other exchange, you're going to get a lot of these requests, largely out of the U.S. as IRS and governments go to, do something to attack people that are being nefarious in the crypto space. Kind of good. It is a good protection for some consumers when you've had a hack. Although, keep in mind, get your taxes right because they'll come after you. They can get that info, and the exchanges are likely not to fight them on it. So, you know, just be aware. That's the main thing. Our next article is headline: Stock Exchange of Thailand seeks crypto license. This came to us from the Toshi Times. Crypto shout out to the Toshi Times. Southeast Asia has long been a part of the cryptocurrency industry. If you've kept up with the region, then you're well aware that Thailand has been making waves in the market and slowly becoming a major player in the region. Asia plays a considerable role in the crypto space, whether it's what's going on in Thailand here, Malaysia, whether it's what's going on in Japan. It's something that really drives and pushes the market. Um, when you break it out into a regional sense, India also doing huge. This particularly being in the southeast, but nonetheless, you see a lot of activity going on, and what they're doing is going to set a lot of precedent as far as incorporation of legacy markets, and this one particularly being Thailand's largest exchange. So Thailand will look to have their exchange be a cryptocurrency exchange or a mix of the two. So it's something that really bodes well for the mass adoption that we see in the crypto space. So anticipate what they've been going on, keep an eye on it because we expect uh, more financial industries following suit. Our next article is BitTorrent's BTT token will be integrated into MuTorrent by summer. This is an article coming to us from Cointelegraph. Crypto shout out to Cointelegraph. Uh, they will incorporate the BTT Tron-based token in the popular MuTorrent Windows client. Will launch by summer. BitTorrent network is similar to the Bitcoin in structure, as they both support decentralized sharing of information and lack single points of authority. So now what you're going to have is people that go and share information across the file sharing platform, they're going to be rewarded for but with this BTT token. It's also having an ICO that's going to be coming out so that people can have more inclusion as far as getting tokens and could see what they can do to get some financial benefit on that. You know, good on them. It's something to keep in mind. Justin Sun has been doing some great work in the crypto space, and I really like this as far as an idea. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get into the ICO or do any file sharing, but I think it's just a great view of what can be done with the Tron platform. And I am invested in Tron, so I'm a little partial and biased to hoping that they are successful, and this spills over into what Tron's been doing, not just on for that for uTorrent. But it's good to see them. Always good to see successes in the crypto space. And our next article headline: Bitcoin is now accessible at your local grocery store via Coinstar kiosk. This, my favorite number one article for the week. All right. Coinstar machines housed in Albertson stores and Safeway marts in Texas, California, and Washington can be used to buy up to $2,500 worth of Bitcoin. After inserting fiat into the machine, users receive a voucher with a BTC redemption code that can be redeemed at CoinMe's website. Buyers are obliged to review and accept at the Coinstar kiosk transaction terms and enter a phone number as well. So CoinMe itself has been in the cryptocurrency automated teller machine and kiosk business since 2014 and was the first state licensed Bitcoin ATM company in the country. So this is huge. Once they get this into full adoption, I mean, we're going to see masses running towards this. I would anticipate seeing that. I see those Coinstar machines in all over all the places I've lived. All the grocery stores you go to. It's just going to make it so much easier for everybody to get into the crypto space and just get the wallet set up and change funds into it. It's it's just this is a game changer. We're seeing the huge adoption of Bitcoin ATMs all throughout the United States, all throughout the world. Coinstar already has an established network. This is just a full augmentation of it, and it's just a matter of getting the word out. Once people know, it's just going to be that much easier to go ahead and do that. I've also personally used these machines before. They charge a 10% fee when you're counting your change. You bring a big bucket of change and throw it in there. So people are already familiar with how it works and they're familiar with the machines and they trust the machines. So that is key in building adoption, building reputation, and ushering in the masses into the crypto space. So I mean this is a huge move on them. Great job for CoinMe and great job for Coinstar for putting together that partnership. And our final article. This is the number 2 article that I looked at for the week. because its implications can be vast. So now, the BAC has acquired parts of Futures Commission merchant Rosenthal Collins Group to build up its risk management and compliance chops. This is an article coming up to us from CoinDesk. Crypto shout out to CoinDesk for putting this one out there. Goes on to say, BACT may not be able to launch its planned Bitcoin futures exchange this month as planned, but that isn't stopping the company from developing its projects. CEO Kelly Loeffler announced Monday that the New York Stock Exchange backed startup was acquiring certain assets belonging to Rosenthal Collins Group, or RCG, an independent futures commission merchant. RCG has previously announced it was selling its customer accounts and brokerage business to British firm Marex Spectron. Fact previously announced that it had raised nearly $183 million in a funding round, with the funds intended to building up the exchange's infrastructure. The acquisition will help BACT improve its risk management and treasury operations. Loeffler wrote, adding that the deal will also improve BACT's anti-money laundering, know your customer operations, and know your customer operations. Commodity Futures Trading Commission must first start a 30-day comment period before allowing the general public to weigh in on the proposal, which the regulators have yet to do. So what all this saying is, due to the government shutdown, the CFTC and the SEC haven't been able to operate properly, so they're not able to approve or make any movement on the BAC's platform, or the BAC's approval. They have to do a 30-day comment period. So initially, this is all supposed to happen by January 24th, as we see coming up this week, but that ain't going to happen. So everything's going to be pushed back, and they haven't announced a new launch date for the BACs, but it's something that, we have to keep an eye out on. And once we see that incorporation, we're going to see, a big influx. So be on your toes, be on the lookout. But just like we've seen over the past year, whenever it comes to the SEC, CFTC, and all these legacy market institutions, delay, delay, delay. So it's coming, and it's a welcomed introduction, but it's also one we have to keep in mind as far as what the regulations are going to mean. So be careful out there. And our next segment is covering our BCN 1 minute with, which is a video series we do with spending 1 minute on a project. Now, I had my first troll that has been going through my page and putting wonderful descriptions and comments out there. I appreciate the input, and actually shows we're getting some traction when you actually start getting trolls. So gotta love a hater. But the videos are to be an introduction and informational. We're not particularly making an opinion overall on one project or another, or doing any validation as far as a project. We're telling you what the project is, how it works, what it plans to do, what it says about itself, and an advantage and what we see as might be a disadvantage in the project. That's it. If the project's failing in some way or not doing something, that's on them. We're just showing you an introduction and showing you what else is out there. If you're seeing other stuff, that means great. You're doing great research. But we're just trying to put some information out so people can see that there's a larger world than just Bitcoin and the doors that Bitcoin itself has opened up. So with that, let's go ahead and do a crypto shout out to all of our people that have liked, shared, and commented on our videos. Crypto shout out to Mr. Jeremy Barnett. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Also, always appreciated. You're doing drone work. The guy's got a cool drone company, great views on cars and real estate. Just check out his stuff. Ryan Miles Elvis, thank you for liking, sharing. Crypto shout out to you. Much appreciated as we expand and grow on that. Cynthia Jahan, thank you for your sharing and liking the videos. Crypto shout out to you. We have another crypto shout out going out to Xerxes Santayana. Thank you for doing your work and passing out the information that we have. And then we have Mr. Tim J. Wise. Crypto shout out to you for liking and sharing the videos. Much appreciated on that. Big crypto shout out to Dekin Grudev. Hope I'm saying that right. Crypto shout out to you for liking and sharing the videos. And Mr. Mike Chandler, crypto shout out to you. Love how we see everybody joining in, sharing, liking the videos. Mike, hopefully we'll see you at the next Bitcoins of Southwest Florida meeting. Those are always lovely and fun to have the other crypto enthusiasts getting together for. So this week, on Monday we do the show, so we have that video floating around. On Tuesday, we had a video for Qtum. Qtum merges business and blockchain, allowing interoperability through dApps in conventional languages. So they're using languages that many people already have experience with, your C programming, C++, and platforms like that, as opposed to something in Ethereum like Solidity that people still have to increase their learning curve to learn and be able to utilize. So check them out. On Wednesday, we had a video on Lisk. Lisk is a Java blockchain platform ideal for customizing chains to a particular person's or industry's needs. So they're very flexible as far as what they allow somebody to do. Using Java makes it simpler as from what I understand as a programming stance. I'm not a programmer, so I couldn't tell you from my personal experience, but that's what the chatter has been. So it's a wonderful project allowing ease and customization. So check out that video. We have another video that we did for Icon. Icon is an institutional crypto network focused in South Korea, incorporating blockchain for industries. They're doing great work by collaborating with the securities industries, insurance industries, banking industries to utilize dApps and blockchain to make their services more available, easier to use, and to store information and protect information as well. So check them out. Great video, wonderful work that they're doing. On Friday, we did a video on Verge. It's designed for everyday anonymous transactions to be ready for mass adoption and merchant use. This is the one that I got my troll that's just following me and commenting on, so you can check out his comments and my replies back on that. But basically saying that Verge isn't as anonymous as it likes to portray. Okay, all well and good. You've done some research. Good on you. The main thing is Verge says it's anonymous. So talk to Verge if you're saying that they're not. I'm not the guy promoting that. I'm just introducing you to the platform and what they say about themselves. So stay up to date by looking at more of the videos that we have already put out through our archive. We're going to have more videos that we're going to be submitting. There's over 2,100 different cryptocurrencies, so we are going to be checking those out and featuring them as we move forward in the future. So thanks for watching and sharing those. Continue to do that. We'll get some more crypto shout outs. I want you to point that, we're going to spend an entire hour just doing the shout outs. And we have a new addition into our Instagram chat. Good day, Mr. Roger Plack. And we also have Q314. Thanks for joining and checking out the video stream here. All right, so now Bitcoiners of Southwest Florida will be meeting February 7th at 6 p.m. over at the Butterfly Estates. If you're looking to get information about that meetup and about that group, which is the largest cryptocurrency enthusiast group in Southwest Florida, be sure to check that out on meetup.com and just look for Bitcoiners of Southwest Florida. And now the best resource I can provide for everybody is our online and live consulting. All right, we have a Bitcoin 101 course that helps people that are brand new and just opening up their wallets and accounts in the crypto space. We walk you through and teach you how to do that. Our Bitcoin 201, once somebody has their new accounts, they want to build a portfolio, where to go, how to research, what coins to look at. Our Bitcoin 201 covers that. Now, when somebody's looking to make profits off of their cryptocurrencies, we look at our course, Bitcoin 301 and 302, that shows the trading actions and activities that somebody can do to profit. So let us know what you'd like to see on those or when you'd like to see that. Those are done by appointment only. Just reach out and we can go ahead and communicate and get that course started for you. You can find us on our social media sites, Facebook, YouTube, and our Twitter, as far as the standard large-scale social media groups. We also have access to the alternative media social networks, Minds, Tribes, MeWe. Love doing all of them. Be sure to check out the videos we have on BitChute as well if you want to get away from YouTube. All right, and Steemit. I'm going to be working on it this week to get all of our videos on Steemit and DTube. So we finally get that one updated and ready to go. So be sure to like, follow, share that, as well as just the BCN 1 minute with. Down below in the description, you'll also see that we have our referral links. So if you're looking on Binance, Cryptopia, CoinMama, any of those, use the links below. And just to keep the show live, We do have our sponsor, Crypto Quick. If you'd like to be a sponsor and donate as well, we have donational addresses below in the description. Drop a couple coin there. If you have a coin you'd like to donate and it's not listed there, be sure to reach out, let us know, and we can go ahead and get the appropriate wallet to get that taken care of. So I thank you all for coming out. Keep an eye out for what's going on again in the crypto space. We're here to be your resource to get that. But you have to always know you've got to risk it to get the biscuit. So be smart, research, and get your information on the cryptocurrencies that are available. I'd like to thank Mr. Roger Platt, Q314. Thanks for joining us in our chats and our streams. Questions, comments, drop those in the chat for next show, and we'll go ahead and get those answered and addressed. See you next Monday, 9 a.m. for BCN Crypto Kickoff.